Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Jared Pali's Fragrance Reviews. Tonight we're going to be examining a glorious fragrance from the house of Caron. This is known as Yatagan, which came out in 1978. This is an EDT eau de toilette concentration, and this is classified as an aromatic green scent. But before I begin with this review, I just want to give a shout out to my great buddy Vic from Bel Air Scents. So Bel Air Scents is the name of his YouTube channel. Vic, in my opinion, is the foremost authority on vintage men's fragrances. His collection is awesome. It is staggering what he has. Some of the gems that he pulls out of his collection to do reviews blows my mind. So if you're looking for basically an education on vintage men's fragrances or fragrances in general, Vic's commentary is the best. Nobody beats Vic. So I encourage you to visit his channel because like I said, his commentary and his knowledge of men's fragrances is shocking. So go to Vic's channel, Bel Air Scents. But getting back to this fragrance here, this is considered by many an immortal masterpiece, and I would say this is a masterpiece. My bottle is from about 2015. This is a personal favorite of mine, and this is what men's fragrances should be. This scent in 1978 was right on the fringe of the golden age of men's fragrances. And if you've ever tried any of the scents from the House of Aramis, this is in the same genre, the same line. The big issue with this fragrance is the fact that over the years that have gone by, castoreum, which comes from a beaver, and musk, which comes from a deer, and oak moss have largely been banned, and now there's synthetic substitutes, or there's restrictions on oak moss coming out of Europe. So there's no way the fragrance can smell the same. It's not going to have the potency, the animalic notes, and the longevity. It's just not possible. I have never smelled the original, but I know enough from having vintage bottles to the modern reformulations, they are not the same. So if you ever can get your hands on vintage bottles, all the better, because they are in a league of their own compared to something like this. The 1978 version would be superior to this because it doesn't have the same ingredients. So I'm going to take it out of the box and give it a spray on my wrist. As a whole, the House of Caron does its own thing. It doesn't follow the trends. It's got many gorgeous fragrances, many unisex fragrances, but it has great fragrances for both men and women. But not a lot of people seem to know about it. Give it a spray in the back of my wrist. So initially, I get this gorgeous aromatic pine that's somewhat smoky and balsamic. It has a bit of a sweet touch. It's rich, deep, but it's gorgeous. As it dries down, it becomes a little more herbal, like fresh cut wood, a little more earthy, but it's still fragrantly sweet. Later on, I get this oily, leathery vibe that a lot of the fragrances from the late 70s and 80s have. And I'm not sure why those fragrances had that vibe, and that it's absent in basically any modern fragrances today. It's a little bit animalic, but not too much. And this is where a lot of people that had the vintage bottle say it was much more animalic and much kind of heavier in a masculine way. As advertised, the notes, and these would have to be the original notes, would be pine, galbanum, basil, watercress, lavender, and mint. The mid notes are artemisia, oak moss, oak, and patchouli. The base notes are castoreum, various woodsy notes, incense, and musk. So I find this fragrance to be somewhat mysterious. It has an oriental vibe, but done in a European way. So it's very classy, very smooth, very well developed. It's a gorgeous scent. This bottle here, I got about 4 to 5 hours. Good projection, good wafts. It's very good on the close. It stays for a long period of time. It's deep on the close. It definitely has the vintage vibes. You'll probably have to reapply to get a full day out of it. And like I said, the vintage bottles would definitely be more potent and animalic. Overall, last thoughts, despite being over 45 years old, this fragrance, and going through many possible formulations, this is still an amazing scent. It's great value, and I would definitely recommend, if you're a more mature gentleman or you like vintage fragrances, to pick something up like this, because it's not going to break the bank, and I don't think you'll be disappointed if you like vintage fragrances. If you're a modern gentleman, you may have to try before you buy, because it could be a little bit of a shock if you're used to the sweeter gourmands that are out on the market today. Overall, I would say that I would take a chance on this, but like I said, it may not necessarily be for everybody. But I always encourage people to expand their scent range. And as you get older and your nose matures, you may like something like this. You may not like it in your early 20s if you tried it, but try it if you're now 10 years older. Give it a try, because you may like it now. And I know my what I like in fragrances is constantly evolving and changing. So if you like this video, hit the like button, the subscribe button, the notification bell. Any comments or questions you have on this fragrance, leave them down below. I will always get back to you. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.